really pleased, Lenny, that you could take the time to do this.
Oh, yeah.
I also think it might, so we're not a big group here, we're almost 20 people, but maybe if we just went right around the screen here real quickly, just say your name and kind of quick, what your affiliation is, and your affiliation could be, I just like Apple Hill music. That's what, that's a good enough affiliation for this purpose. So if we could do that, that's kind of the networking piece of the event, as if we were almost in person doing a little networking. It's the best we could do in this circumstance. So I'll start with, well, we got 3 of the staff people, Phyllis, Nancy, and Chris, and I think many of you know them already. Yeah. So I'll go right to Taryn.
Hi, I'm Taryn Fisher. I'm a member of the Apple Hill Board of Trustees, and I'm also opening a new gallery called the New Leaf Gallery on Central Square in Keene. So I'm part of the arts committee, and I teach at Keene State as well. And I work at the chamber as well.
Anything else?
That's all I can think of right now.
Okay, Lenny, we'll get back to you. Derek.
Good evening, everybody. It's pretty cold out here, but it's good to see you all. And my wife's a musician in the area. She's teaches string instruments, and has had the opportunity to partake. And we've she's played up at Apple Hill before, and I've got to kind of take it all in up there. And it's a beautiful, wonderful place, and hope to get back up there again someday, in some capacity to watch her play again.
Great, thanks, Derek. Patsy.
Hi, I'm Patsy Beffenagrini. I live in Nelson, where Apple Hill is. I've been going to Apple Hill concerts since 1984, and I'm just really happy to be here and enjoy hearing more about Apple Hill with all of you.
Yeah, great, thanks. Roger, I see you're there. I don't see you, but I see you're there.
Yeah, I'm not super presentable, but I can use my voice pretty well right now. So I used to go to Apple Hill a lot when it was in its early days, and haven't been lately, but I'm excited about getting back out there. And one of my sons who moved back from California for the past couple months has been working on the crew there, Max, doing some construction. So
oh, wow, you're Max's father. Awesome.
Yeah, and he's really excited about the place. I mean, it's his first place back east in 8 years where he's connecting, and even though he's only doing physical work, he's a musician and an artist. So he just loves the place, even though I haven't been to do what he's physically doing. Anyway.
Max turned me on to Axl Rose. I'd never heard of Axl Rose. We were having lunch and he was like, some rock musician died. And I was like, who is that? And he was like, he went crazy. And he was like talking about all these people. And he said, Axl Rose. And I was like, is that a person? And he was like, Lenny, sit down.
Here we go.
All right, well, you got the Axl Rose 101. That's good. Amy.
Hi, everybody. My name's Amy Wright. I'm the Director of Administration for Keene Housing and a former Vice Chairperson of the Board of the Chamber. And I currently serve on the Governance Committee.
Great. Thank you very much, Amy. And Joan.
Sorry, I lost my microphone for a second there. Hi, my name is Joan Hoos. I work for Liberty Mutual Insurance. I started my career in the Keene office, moved to West Lebanon. Now we're merging all of our 2 offices, so I'll be back in Keene. So I'm pretty excited to be back home because that's where I live. So I'm really excited for the opportunity to be part of this online experience because I so enjoyed the in-person events, before the world changed. So it's great to see everybody again, and so excited to hear more about Apple Hill and learn that too.
Great, thank you. Carla.
Hi, I'm Carla Hope, and I work for Clark Mortensen, and I don't know a lot about Apple Hill, but I'm excited to learn.
Excellent. Christy in the flashing lights.
Hello. I'm Christy Wendland, and I work at American House, formerly Bentley Commons. And I'm part of a very musical family, so I'm excited tonight to learn more about Apple Hill.
Excellent. Thanks, Christy. And Rebecca.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Sales. I'm the development director on the staff at Apple Hill. And I attended Apple Hill as a teenager, and it's what drew me back to the area a few years ago.
Wow, great story. Emilia.
Hi, nice to see everyone. I'm Emilia Perrin. I am the summer workshop administrator at Apple Hill, have been since about 2008. And before that, I was actually a student at Apple Hill since I think 2003, and I live in Sullivan now.
Awesome, great. Who is that? I can't quite see. Is that Jen Brooks? Oh, you're on mute, Jen.
Mute here. Can
There
you
you
hear
go.
me now?
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Jennifer Brooks with Service Credit Union, and I'm the mortgage originator there, covering the Monadnock region. And yeah, I live in Sullivan, so Apple Hill is just kind of a hop, skip, and a jump away. And don't know much about it other than that I attended the business after hours there, what, maybe a couple of years ago, and it was just.
That was fun.
How long was that?
That was a fun night. I liked that night.
Yeah,
and it was great, and it was so I thought I'd just hop on tonight too and learn some more.
Great. There's Jess.
Hi, I'm Jess Gelter. I'm the director of Arts Alive, and I'm super excited to be here for as long as I can. I got a big board meeting in 45 minutes, but it's really lovely to be here. And Lenny used to be our board chair, and so it's great to like come out and support an organization that was part of Arts Alive's founding and such an important player in the art scene in our region.
Great, thanks, Jess. Molly?
Hi, I'm Molly McCarthy, and I'm a member of the board at Apple Hill. And I first got to know the organization as a student back in 2002.
Excellent, thanks. Sabine?
Hi, I'm Sabine Duran with Camino Verde Designs. I do interior design, kitchens, bathrooms, finish selections for everything else. So it's a one stop for the homeowner and very affordable because I have a mobile showroom. So I do bring all my samples to you. So you save yourself a bunch of costs since I can be very affordable.
Sounds great, thanks. And I see Peter Hansel.
Hi, Peter Hansel. I'm on the chamber board and been a fan of Apple Hill for many years. Actually participated in a workshop out there about 4 or 5 years ago for choral singing with Sandra Howard, and look forward to the time when we can all enjoy Apple Hill again in person.
Definitely, definitely.
Definitely. Lisa?
Guys, I'm Lisa Fitzgerald. I'm the founder of Fitzgerald Travel. I am located in Spofford Village, and I don't know much about Apple Hill, but I'm also as well interested in finding out more about it.
Well, you're about to do that once we hear from Maria.
Hi. Am I on mute? Yes. Hi, I'm Maria Coviello, owner of the Harrisville Inn, board chair of Apple Hill, and happy to be here to join you.
Okay, great. Thank you, everybody, for going through that. I think that it's nice to do the best we can to connect however we can in these times. So thank you for doing that. And without further ado, I think we will turn it right over to Lenny.
Thank you so much, and hello to everybody, and especially all the board and the 2 staff people from Apple Hill. It's amazing that you're here. Tonight you're going to hear a lot of music, but you're also going to hear a little bit about the organization Apple Hill. So I thought I'd tell you a little bit about Apple Hill first, who we are. Apple Hill is a nonprofit, which you all know means we have a mission. And our mission is to perform and teach and create chamber music, which is music for small ensembles. It's to broaden the appreciation of chamber music through the development of educational programs. And through our music, we want to cultivate connection and understanding among people of diverse backgrounds, cultures, playing levels, and ages. And we have a program that facilitates that called Playing for Peace. Apple Hill is an international organization. We have clients and musicians and students and faculty from all over the world, but we have very strong New Hampshire roots. And when you were talking about the Monadnock region and how we're a big part of what makes it appealing, for us, the Monadnock region is not only appealing, it's necessary because it's such a beautiful location. We're in the middle of nowhere. We're 100 acres in rural New Hampshire, Nelson, New Hampshire. And that rural atmosphere, that quiet is so necessary when you take some time from your busy life, as a lot of our students do, and want to create. There's a certain part of us that needs to dig deep. In order to do that, you need the quiet and the solitude that Apple Hill offers. So New Hampshire and Monadnock area is so key to what we need and what we love. Apple Hill has 9 year-round employees. In the summer, because we have a big summer program, teaching and performing program, we grow to about 75 or 80 staff people. We have a budget that's about $1 million in a good year. This year, we sort of reduced everything and made do, but in a good year, it's about $1 million. We have a campus, we have a home, it's 100 acres and 41 buildings. We've taken a lot of the existing buildings that were there, old barns and farmhouses and cabins, and we have restored them. We've constructed new ones. And we're still kind of restoring a lot of them, a few more of them. We have a summer program that welcomes 300 students and 45 faculty. We're there for 3 months in the summer on our campus. We serve them all meals. We coach them all day in chamber music. We serve about 14,000 meals per summer. And on Tuesday nights, we have a very popular concert series that welcomes about 2,500 people to hear the faculty that we've hired play their concerts, and for the students when they finish their rehearsing to perform their concerts. So I like to say we're a big economic driver in the area. You know, when I was on Arts Alive, we did an economic impact survey and found that the arts in our area contributes millions of dollars to the economy of our region. And Apple Hill is a big driver because our students go shopping in Keene, their parents stay in B&Bs and go to restaurants. Our staff, you know, I used Service Credit Union when I bought my first car, so we helped the area tremendously. I love Service Credit Union. We have 4 musicians in residence, the Apple Hill String Quartet, and what that means is that they year-round serve as the ambassadors for Apple Hill, for our philosophy of community building through music. They tour all over the United States, all over the world, and while they're teaching and performing, they're also recruiting students to come to Apple Hill in the summer. So they are a very key component of Apple Hill. And so we have a video that has a lot of our students and faculty describing what Apple Hill means to them. And so now's the time to show that video.
My name is Chloe and this is my first year at Apple Hill.
This is my 3rd year here.
It's my 4th year, I think. And this is my 5th year at Apple Hill.
I've been coming since '96.
I first came to Apple Hill in 1989.
It's the first time I came, I was like 13 or 14. I'm 26 now.
I've been coming to Apple Hill since 1999.
I think around 18 or 19 years, a long time. Yeah.
Excellent.
I can't imagine a summer without it.
It's a music camp like no other. There's just something about being up here. It just feels like its own little society, its own little bubble. Everyone is so supportive of each other and believes in one another.
I mean, it's so far in New Hampshire. I've never been here. I'm at the MAP program at Juilliard. It's every Saturday. It's for teens in New York. I was kind of nervous, but I'm just so happy to be here now because the staff is so welcoming and everybody's so nice.
And we all work together, and it's just a safe place to be yourself and do what you love.
We both heard about this program through our friends and teachers over in Dallas, the Young Strings program.
I love the fact that I can get up in the morning, know that I'm gonna spend half of the day playing cello.
Just the people and the experiences and all the things that you get to do. So diverse. People from all over the place come and, you know.
I was introduced to it through the music program that I play in Providence, CMW, Community Music Works. Like, whoa, like there are people here who really care about music, like my age.
He's in 2 octets, both octets, 8 people.
So each participant is in 2 chamber music groups, and each of those groups meets every day for an hour and a half. So over the course of a session, they're getting 10 and a half hours with a coach.
It's a really weird piece.
You know, one group I'm sort of ready, the other group I'm not.
Coming together with all these people just to play it is really an experience for everybody that's part of the octet.
And I'm watching them either be patient with other people or be really patient with me, and that really makes me feel good.
So we include everybody in that. You know, watching, listening, being flexible, adapting.
I'm an associate professor in the National University of Mexico and a mathematician by training.
Whether you're 75 and an amateur musician that hasn't played in 20 years, or whether you're at conservatory.
I come from New Jersey. I go to Rutgers. I'm a graduate student there in clarinet.
Or if you're, you know, 13 or 14 and you've only been playing your instrument for a few years.
You can almost at any time get someone to sight read music with you if they're free, and there's soccer.
The opposite of competitive, it's everybody tries to help each other, tries to be inclusive.
And the score is always 7-7, so whenever you score a goal, there's just bragging rights.
Chamber music is such a great vehicle to learn how to communicate.
Find some sort of common ground and decide how you're gonna make decisions on that.
And that's really what we need. I think diversity goes without saying that we want diversity, that the more mix of cultures and ideas, the richer we are.
You have to listen to what other people have to say in a way and learn to work with them. It kind of sounds like a cliche, but it's exactly what happens.
And so there's just a mix of the way they approach their music in their lives. It leads to a more kind of diverse world of music.
This is what we all need, is more listening, better communication.
The emphasis is on making beautiful music, but everybody feels like they're making music together. And everybody listens so closely.
People become so connected over the course of 10 days.
We've had, I think, a very large impact in a lot of places around the world.
You arrive and it allows there to be this real sense of deep connection between such a, in a way, a small community, but actually, in a way, kind of a big community too.
It all starts with one person, and when I think of the number of years that Apple Hill's been here, it means a lot of people, actually.
Go anywhere in the world and you'll find somebody that has been touched by Apple Hill somehow.
So I want to see this mission continue well into the future.
If you think you've explored everything there is to explore in chamber music, you haven't.
The potential is there for even more, and to do this more and do it better.
Lots of people, they ask me, you have this summer, what do you do? Do you go home or you stay here? For me, Apple is like a home. I always call Apple is my second home. Why I come here? I come here to see my family.
So that's a lot of our students talking about Apple Hill, and I think some people had said that you always meet somebody at Apple Hill wherever you go because it's such a wide-ranging community, and we've been around for 50 years. So There's a story, we had a board chair who was climbing Mount Everest a few years back, and they had a huge team of people that were climbing the mountain. And so our board chair was climbing Everest, and they took a break, and they were at a base camp for a few days just to rest. And they decided this team that he was on would all have dinner together. And at the dinner, they would all stand up and say who they were and say what was this important moment that happened in your life that kind of changed your life. And so they were all going around the room, and this one young woman got up, and she was in her early 30s, and she was from London, and she was like, well, I'm a lawyer, I live in London, but when I was 16 years old, I went to this music camp in New Hampshire, and it was the most amazing place, and I realized then what I wanted to do in my life, and it was incredible. And then he said, was that camp Apple Hill? And she said, yeah, it was. And he was like, I'm the chair of the board of Apple Hill. So it's such a phenomenon how many people have gone through the ranks of Apple Hill. I think you also noticed that there were a lot of different ethnicities and cultures in that video. And that's because we have a program called Playing for Peace. And that program started in the late 80s. Apple Hill was going on a trip to the Middle East, and we were going to do a teaching workshop where we put people together in groups and coach them. And on that particular trip, we decided to put Israelis and Palestinians together in chamber music groups. And we had to work with the State Department and ambassadors to make that happen. And a bunch of board members helped us too. And it was very successful. And so the State Department started to recommend lots of areas of conflict for Apple Hill to travel to. So we went to Northern Ireland and Republic of Ireland, the Catholics and Protestants. We went to the Caucasus area, which, the Armenians, Azerbaijan, which you must remember that just recently they were having more conflict. We went to Southeast Asia. We've been all over the place. And that program was, and still is, wildly successful. But a few years ago, I started as the director of Apple Hill in 2007. And I noticed that there were so many people coming to Apple Hill because of the atmosphere of openness and freedom that we had, that we soon realized that actually our Playing for Peace program was expanding, and that we needed to really make it official, that it's going to be for everyone, especially in the United States. So we started to partner with organizations that serve underrepresented young musicians, and those underrepresented people are African Americans and Hispanic Americans. We partner with those organizations. We award scholarships for those students to come to Apple Hill for a session or two, a 2-week session. And it's really been a fantastic program, because we believe that everyone, no matter who you are, no matter where you're from, no matter what your level is, playing chamber music, playing music in general, is valuable for you. So you might wonder, how does it work when we have students come, we put them in groups and they're coached? Well, we have coaches that are professional musicians, and they're trained in what I like to call the 5 skills of chamber music. And those skills are watching, because there's no conductor in chamber music. So they're watching each other, they're listening to each other, they're being sensitive to each other and flexible, and then they're adapting. And if you think about those 5 skills, those are exactly the same skills that people need to function in our world today. So I like to think that we're not only training musicians, but we're also training people to be great leaders and work with other people in teams, especially in the wider society. So our organization is very diverse from the top down. So our board of trustees is very diverse, our staff is diverse, our summer program is diverse, and our students are very diverse. And so we wanted to make sure that our repertoire that we perform is diverse, because classical music is notorious for being very exclusive and very Eurocentric. So we started to look around for lots of composers. And we found a composer, William Grant Still. He's an African-American composer. and we performed a string quartet that he wrote back in the 50s or early 60s, and we wanted to play that for you now. And I think, Phyllis, maybe we should just play one movement of that because we have the two movements. So after that one movement, maybe we'll stop okay?
Okay, can you see it?
Yeah, this is the Apple Hill String Quartet performing William Grant Still.
Okay.
So that's a piece that nobody really knows, nobody's heard of, and it's mostly because that person's an African American and that music is just not played. I'm happy to say that I think a lot of composers now, since Black Lives Matter and since the pandemic, a lot of composers now of African American and world music are being performed more and more. So that makes me really happy. Our Playing for Peace program now is all about the political populations that are in political conflict, but also it's about people that are separated because of gender issues, because of economic issues, age, playing level, orientation, economic things. So it's a really great way to connect people through, and music is a great means to do that. The quartet, I should just tell you their names. The first violinist is Elise Cooter. The other violinist is Jesse McDonald. The violist is Mike Kelly, and the cellist is Rupert Thompson. And they're year-round employees of Apple Hill. And they're performing in our year-round auditorium. It's called the Hoffman Auditorium. It's named after John and Jean Hoffman, who are big supporters of Apple Hill and for years. And they're performing under a big painting by this local artist, Jim Murphy, who I am such a gigantic fan of. And so we were lucky enough to get one of his paintings, and it's there for everybody to see. I think he's the best. And actually this cup I'm drinking out of is made by his daughter. So I'm a big Murphy fan. I just wanted to tell a little bit about where we're at right now. We're about to celebrate our 50th anniversary in 2021. We had, like everybody, a really crazy, wild, uncertain, challenging, whatever you want to call it, last 7 or 8 months. Back in March, we were facing a lot of fear and a lot of uncertainty and a lot of what's going to happen next kind of a thing. And our staff got together on a phone call, and we just all talked about what we were afraid of, what we wanted to do, what we were thinking of doing, and what our goals are. And in 10 days, we had pivoted. We completely changed our budget. We applied to every stimulus program you could possibly think of. Got a lot of them. And then our goal was to keep our Apple Hill community whole. And so we put on 8 concerts online and offered them for free, for a donation, and as a gift to everybody that's going through such a horrible time. And it was wildly popular. Usually in a summer, we have about 2,500 or 3,000 people live at Apple Hill. And for this online concert, we had close to 20,000 people, and they were from all over the world. So that was kind of the silver lining of the whole thing. I think we also needed to be creative because we were hired, because we always do these residencies all over the world. We were hired to do one at the University of Iowa a year or 2 ago. And we had to figure out how to do that residency online. And so for 2 weeks, we were online teaching students and playing concerts. And it was quite an amazing experience to be making it up as you go along. And then we decided this year that we would continue our concerts, and we would do some in the Hoffman, but a number of them in local businesses to highlight the businesses in the area so people can support them. And we have a giving page. I think Rebecca put something up, but our website is applehill.org, and there's a whole sort of thing about where you can go and see lots of information, including our giving page if you are inspired to give. So I said that Apple Hill is their 50th year. Well, this year is Beethoven's 250th year, and we thought we'd play a movement of a Beethoven quartet for you now to celebrate Beethoven. And this is a piece, if you watch really and listen really closely, it's a very interactive piece. They're tossing back and forth lots of melodies. So here's the Apple Hill String Quartet. that was the Beethoven String Quartet. I had mentioned that we have 100 acres and 41 buildings, and right when the pandemic hit, we were in the middle of a major construction project on our campus because 50 years means the buildings are 30 to 50 years old, and we've been steadily fixing them up. But this was a major repair project, and we stopped it for a few months, but this fall, at the end of September, we started again. We have some pictures of the Michigas that it is. Let's see. But it's repairs to our kitchen. Yeah, expanding buildings because our population is getting bigger and bigger, rewiring everything, putting in new heating systems and plumbing and new bathrooms and bigger windows. Because Apple Hill is so free philosophically, we wanted to have an open, beautiful space too. And it was funded by a lot of local foundations, local generous individuals that have been supporting Apple Hill for years, and then a lot of small to medium gifts from our wider international community. So it was about a $400,000 project that is probably going to be finished in June. And Roger's son Max is, I don't know if we're going to see the Pig People building. Yeah, there's Richard, our staff person on the left, Jody Leach, who's a Keene resident, and then Roger's son Max there. They're fantastic. They've been working in 5-degree weather this week, which is terrible. You know, I forgot to say that a lot of the money also came from the CDFA. When we did the Hoffman building, that money came from the CDFA tax credit program. And when I started, Apple Hill was almost bankrupt. And so we got a CDGB grant, and that helped with staffing and just administrative needs. So those two programs were very instrumental in helping us back in 2007 and 2008. I think we're going to close now with a piece by an alumni. We have so many alumni now, and this is an alumni. Her name is Sato Matsui, and she came to Apple Hill in high school. She then went to Juilliard as a composer. Now she has a Fulbright grant in France studying and composing, and she wrote a piece for us. It's called Free and So Thankful, and we performed it a couple weeks ago at the Harrisville General Store, a real local treasure. So here is a piece by Sato. So that's Apple Hill, a place that's all about building community, accepting each other, taking risks with each other, digging deep and being yourself and being creative. And it's very simple. We just sit down, face each other, and play music together. It's a very easy thing to do, but also incredibly difficult too. But it's a great place to do that. And I hope that when we can all be together in person, you'll travel up to Apple Hill. It's about 20 minutes from Keene, and hear some of our concerts. In the meantime, you can go online and our YouTube channel, listen to everything that you just heard, the bigger pieces.
Well, thank you, Lenny. There are not many prettier spots than the top of the hill there, where Apple Hill sits on such a beautiful location with beautiful views and plantings and everything else when you go there at that time of year.
Yeah.
So I hope people will take advantage of that once they're able to do so again. There's nothing like it, and as I said in the chat box a minute ago, if there's anything that defines our region more than having world-class music performed in an iconic New England general store, I'm not sure what it would be. But that's a pretty cool thing. I don't think there are all that many places in the country where that happens. So so thank you so much for sharing some of Apple Hill. I understand from Phyllis that there might be a raffle that is happening. I'm not quite sure how that works in this technology, so I'm going to step aside and see myself.
Okay, I can handle that. So I have a list of the folks who have pre-registered, and I have my holiday bowl with the numbers in. So I will draw one lucky winner. Oh, Lenny, do you want to tell us about the prize?
The prize is French pastries from Fire Dog, a place that we love so much. I was telling the story the other day that we were about to do a strategic retreat a couple years ago. Nobody wanted to go. It was going to be two full days, like a Saturday and Sunday. And I was like, we got to get people to want to go. And so somebody said, well, there's this new bakery in town, Fire Dog. They sell French pastries. And I was like, we should get a whole bunch of them and have them for breakfast at the first day. And so I bribed everybody with French pastries. And then we had a great strategic plan, and everything we wanted came true. So Fire Dog is the best.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see who the lucky winner is then. Number 16. Oh, that's somebody on the staff. We're not allowed to win.
Oh.
We'll keep going. Derek Paul.
Awesome.
Congratulations, Derek.
Wow, thank you very much.
So Derek, what you have to do is you have to go pick it up yourself. And when you go to Fire Dog, just give them my name. Just
Okay.
say, Lenny sent me, and they'll know.
Lenny sent me.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Phyllis and Lenny. And if you don't go pick that up soon, Derek, I'm going to go there myself and say my name is Derek.
No, that's not happening, Phil. I'll be there tomorrow in the blizzard to pick them up.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll share them with you.
Yeah, I'm mindful of the time. I think we kept to the time pretty well, and we're treated to some great information about Apple Hill and some outstanding music. So with that, I know people probably are off to have refreshed their beverages. I have mine. It's getting down there. And moving on to dinner and everything else. So I want to wish everybody the best over the next couple of weeks for the holiday season. And we will be back in touch in the new year about how we're going to be going forward with Business After Hours.